Good morning and welcome to the Daily Cyber Briefing for Thursday, the 20th of November. I'm Stephen Ridgway. SolarWinds has patched three critical vulnerabilities in its ServU platform. ServU, secure file transfer, I think. I don't know. I've never used it. Personally, never used it. But all things SolarWinds are very commonly in use, so I think these are worth bringing to your attention. So three CVEs, CVE 2025-40549, which is a path restriction bypass issue. CVE 2025-40548, broken access control issue, and 2025-40547, which is a logic error. All three can be used to run arbitrary code with admin privileges on the device. So if you are using SolarWinds ServU, then strong recommendation that you patch those vulnerabilities as soon as possible. Okay, tampered chef malware is being spread via fake software installers in an ongoing global campaign. So tampered chef, let me see. Core concept, it doesn't really matter about this particular instance of the core concept, is but the core concept is to convince people to download an installer for something that looks to be legitimate, and then in the process of running that installer, instead of getting the legitimate software you were expecting to get, you end up with malware in the background. Been seen for a long time. This instance is part of a broader set of attacks that have been codenamed Evil AI, that uses lures that are related to artificial intelligence. This particular campaign does two things. It's looking to con techies mainly, or people who work in technical or engineering roles. It is not just limited to fake installers. It also includes downloads of manuals. Now, instruction manuals. Now, this one, this particularly struck a chord with me because, in the background, when I'm not doing, in fact, when am I not doing cyber things? But there's the odd hour that I'm awake when I'm not doing cyber things, and in those hours I do things like restore old motorbikes, look at old, I've just bits of obsolete engineering that I sort of fiddle with in my spare time. Those things, often you can't get an official copy of a manual for them, or an instruction manual, or a workshop manual, or a parts list, or whatever it would be. So I do actually have a few PDFs that I have over the years collected off the web, because there's no other way of working out how something works or how to fix it. So this particularly rings true to me. All of those sites where you get these things from, I think manuals.lib or manualslib. something or other, they do present you with various options of various versions of things, and then give you a download it button, which almost invariably tries to get you to do something as well as download. Please install this, whatever it is, whilst you're downloading your manual. Okay, so those of us that are techie or engineering focused, just be aware of the fact that if you are downloading manuals for random things off the internet, this campaign is targeting you. So this is the first time for a very long time I feel like there's a malware campaign that I might actually be part of the target audience for. So have a look. I suspect a lot of the people listening to this or tuned into this briefing will be in a similar sort of situation, in that they are technical or engineering types who may well be tempted to do these things. So double check if you are downloading manuals, or if you are downloading obscure bits of software. Just make sure that you are getting them from a source that you can trust. Easier said than done. Appreciate it. Use the usual clues. Okay, and finally from me, there is an article in the Register that I find very interesting. Palo Alto's CEO believes that nation states will have weaponized quantum computing by 2029. So there we are. We've said for a long time, quantum computing is coming. All things that you have encrypted at the moment will be under threat, but we're not quite sure when. Well, Palo Alto's CEO has put a date on it, that date being 2029, which is really not that very far away. So on the face of it, then, that gives us something to work to. And I think it's absolutely right that we should be thinking about how we address the issues or the challenges that will be presented once quantum computing moves into the mainstream, which it is genuinely much closer to doing than people realize. The other side of it is there is so much FUD and so much scare tactics that come out of the cyber vendor world, far worse than any other industry I've worked in, that I can't, in my own mind, work out whether this is simply an aggressive, money-hungry, sales-hungry organization looking to get you to start swapping out your perfectly secure software and hardware now, because they know that by 2029 comes around, you'll be due for an upgrade anyway, so have another go, kind of thing. Or whether they've genuinely believed this, and they're really concerned that there are going to be some significant problems, and could everybody please hurry up and start doing something about it. I'm afraid I kind of, because it's come out of the cyber vendor world, my guess is that they know nothing more than it's in the pipeline, it will happen, and let's see if we can make some money out of people in the meantime. Yes, I am cynical about this stuff, but like I say, the Project Fear has been running for a long time in cybersecurity or information security, and we all know that the majority of vendors attempt to sell you a solution to a problem that you may not even have. Here's my solution, don't worry about your problem, just buy it, just buy this. And this feels to me to be in this sort of space. So we will have to see where we go with this. However, the other side of it is we definitely do know that especially certain nation states have been focusing very heavily on quantum computing. China, I'm looking at you. The States as well. So we do have some allies, at least we think they're allies. Hopefully they're still our allies, that are working in this field as well. And hopefully in the UK we won't do things that alienate us from all of our allies. Politics, eh? So yeah, have a think about this. But this will be a subject that undoubtedly will crop up a lot over the coming weeks, months, years in this briefing, because it is close to my heart. We are all assuming that encryption works. However, we're standing on a precipice and about to step over the edge into a world where everything that is currently encrypted will be decryptable by malicious actors in real time. So, and on that cheery thought, that's enough for today. Hope you have a good Thursday, and I'll speak to you all again. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have Ross with me to talk about all things that we've been seeing in the cyber world over the last week or so. But if not, it'll be me.